Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We rewrite the rules. The countdown has begun. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what a gorgeous weekend it was. What
Beautiful.
was really rewarding to me, the beautiful weather on Saturday did not interfere with the efforts of so many people who work to make it a beautiful Military Appreciation Day in Swansboro. What a day. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown. It's Monday.
And good happy morning. I'm Lee Barrels. And you're right. That was the best organized, most
It was great.
well-run
Mhm.
festival that I have been at in forever.
Filled
And
with people
honoring
of all
The
ages.
military. Yes. And guess what?
What?
They presented the town of Swansboro, the mayor, Bill Justice,
Yeah.
presented Major James Capers with a key to the
Isn't that
city,
cool?
to the
Yeah.
town of Swansboro.
Yeah.
That was such an honor to
Yeah.
watch that.
That is cool. That's really cool. Glad it
really
was there.
Good.
Not an overly political type of a festival.
No politics.
And it was just, fun.
Did have representatives from the congressman's office there just to represent the congressman.
That's
No-
no speeches.
No speeches,
no long,
nothing like
drawn-out
that.
vote for me.
It was all strictly people coming
I
out.
did not see anybody with a coat and tie on.
No,
So,
not whatsoever.
what a good time it was.
It was beautiful, and I say Swansboro, well done, Miss
Mhm.
Mary Pat, well done, well
Absolutely.
done.
We look forward today to bringing you our take on area news, along with news of the daily grind featuring hate and discontent from every corner of this
course.
world, unfortunately.
Of course.
Please just let me escape into the calm, beautiful reef and fish-filled waters of the deep blue sea, or at least into the outer limits of our minds through amateur radio. The
Okay.
sun mixed with all of the sand along the region's pristine beaches made for a remarkable late spring day after some rather chilly temperatures last week. But when you throw a party at Hammocks Beach State Park to show our military men and women, past and present, the appreciation they deserve, they turned out in droves. Rewarding to see the young people, along with so many of the area's senior citizens like me, mixed in with ice cream, flags, hot dogs, soft drinks, water, whatever,
Watermelon.
and a boatload of vendors to keep most everyone happy. To the organizers, the vendors, the food trucks, and so much more, putting on a good time, showing what Oslo County folks think of our fighting Marines, sailors, soldiers, airmen, coasties, and the Space Corps. Hopefully, those who attended were happy with the efforts of the civic clubs and organizations to offer assistance to those new to the area, to those who may need a little helping hand, whether it was clubs, recreational facilities, or anything else. They were there. One of those clubs, I'm proud to say, is the Onslow County Amateur Radio Club. Explaining they were to the young people, the young and the older people there, the importance of ham radio and the strides that enthusiasts take to not only keep up with the hobby, but to advance it to the moon and beyond, literally. Lee was up at first light to work with another of the club's members, Dan.
Dan.
We don't use last names, guys. We're just friendly because we're all on a first name basis. We don't need last names. They were up to erect a display and offer info to all who wanted to find out more about the century-old hobby. Great job to you and Dan, by the way. Beautiful
Thank you.
setup. You could see it from across the way. I did not know where I was going when I got there after the club meeting, but it pointed me in a general direction. I got up there, I scanned it, zeroed in right there.
Red, white, and blue.
It stood out.
Yes, it did.
It was loud and clear. Beautiful. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job. And Dan was out there. He was in his element. He
you,
and his
Dan.
doggy. Yeah,
Yes.
they had a really
Brody.
good time. So, well, guess what today is?
Monday.
No,
The first day of the
Uh-huh.
Big Rock.
the annual Big Rock Blue Marlin Tournament is off and running.
Oh, yes.
It was ladies first over the weekend with a fleet of boats carrying the ladies looking for big fish and dinner in the Kelly Wagner Ladies Tournament. A great preliminary event with some pretty good prize money earned for the girls too.
Yes.
You got the results of that one, right?
Oh, I've got what they brought in. They haven't really issued the prize amounts yet. But let me tell you, I watched them bring them in, and so many dolphin brought in. So many. But first place, heavy as Wahoo, goes to Miss Cassie. I like that. CASCEA. Cassie.
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Good.
50.5 pound Wahoo.
Nice Wahoo. Lots of good steaks in that Wahoo.
Heaviest dolphin. I know everybody that watches the Big Rock, you'll know this boat, the Marsh Madness. A 53.4 pound dolphin. And as far as points, because it's a catch and release with billfish,
Yeah.
the Bobo Joe is in first.
The what?
Bobo Joe. 1,725 points they released 4 blue marlin and 1 sailfish. The boat outnumbered came in with 1,200 points for catch and release of 3 blue marlin, and the Shenandoah 1,050 votes for releasing 2 blue marlin and 2 sailfish. That's 9 blue marlin of the top 3 that were caught and released. There was a few more lower in points, but there's blue marlin out there, Rayford. They're ready to be caught.
They are. They're waiting to be caught. By the way, the total prize pool as of this morning, $8,997,425. Of course, that would be split among all whoever the winners are.
And
it's different categories and
you have the total boats that are entered into
277.
835 anglers. And I will say, I'm going to have to back up. As of last night, I checked the participants, and Catch 23 is not listed.
Catch 23 is owned and operated by
but Michael Jordan.
Yep.
I was told that they had entered, but I have yet to see them on the list. I said they were entered going by what I was told, but with what I'm seeing right now, I
277 boats, and he's not on it.
Yeah, not unless he.
Not yet. I don't know what they have a last minute entry. I don't know. You can in some tournaments, and the King Mackerel tournaments that I've participated in, there's a deadline, and it's usually at 5 o'clock the day before.
Right. But I looked again last night. Not unless he's going by a different name, but I doubt that.
He's not going fishing a different boat.
Right. I doubt that.
By boat name, right?
Yeah. Today there's 230 boats headed out to
230 of the 277 registered.
Yes.
Okay, anglers will have to take what they call lay days, 2 of them, during this 6-day tournament. You can only fish a maximum of 4 days. The boats are from all over the East Coast and beyond. They're here hoping to grab a bite of the almost $9 million prize money now. Oh, shoot. You can listen to the ongoing action during the tournament online. The voice of the Big Rock, Captain Randy Ramsey, will man the Marine VHF radio as boats call in whenever they hook up, release, the fish breaks off, or they actually boat a fish that could be in the money. That audio is available on the Big Rock website. You have to Google it, and then you'll find it. Of course, the warnings are there. It's just informational warnings. If there's no sound when you click on this marine audio channel, it's because no one is talking from a boat or from Big Rock headquarters at the time. It's a radio system, okay? They don't jabber the whole time. They open their mics when you've got something to say. So when you click on it, just click on it, turn your sound up, and just stand by. You can tell when a big boat captain, one of those boat captains, he calls in to tell headquarters that he's really got a big one on board. Most of the fish will be released without being boated. The captains can look at the fish take some measurements, and know whether they should bring it on board. They have to meet a certain minimum size to even be weighed. Anything smaller than that is a waste. There are a slew of rules the fishermen must follow. Screw up, and you could find yourself with 1,000-pound marlin on your hands that could be worth, under normal circumstances, a couple $1 million or more. And you could find out that it's not worth anything. You break a rule, you're disqualified. Whoops, it's happened once that I know of. Tournament officials and judges do not play around when it comes to the rules for this tournament. There's a lot of money at stake in here, all right? This is the 68th Big Rock Marlin Tournament, and it was voted last year as the best tournament of the year by Marlin Magazine. So it's a big event. There's a lot of money brought in. These guys that are entered in it, some of them will stay on their boats, some of them will stay in hotels, all of them will eat somewhere, all of them will party somewhere. That's the way it is. They fuel up there. They don't drive back to their port in Port Everglades to get some gas. So it's a big business. So anyway,
I love listening to the radio,
Captain Randy,
and you'll have a boat. They'll say, we've got one on the hook. And if they're able to get it into the boat, then they'll say they're boated.
Yep.
And then they'll tell you when they're heading back to the scales.
Yep.
I will tell you, Saturday, they kept the scales. They extended the time on the scales on the way in because there were so many boats had fish. So those ladies were rocking it.
Yeah.
And when the last one came in, then they shut it down. But there was quite a lot of dolphin caught Saturday. Oh,
well,
wow.
I would love to be out there because dolphin are not only fun to catch, but they're delicious to eat.
Right.
We used to say it was kind of a joke, but dolphin are one of the fastest growing fishes out there. We used to say if we could put them in the live well, they'd be 4 inches longer or 5 pounds heavier by the time we got back to the dock, if we could keep them alive. Those
I will tell you also, for those that want to follow it, they have a YouTube channel, and usually around 4:00, they'll go live at the dock, and you can watch the boats come in. You can watch them unload and weigh the fish. And also, they have a Facebook page, Big Rock. Yep. Just look it up, and you can see it on that page and follow it. And every day at 4:00, I'm going to be sitting there watching those boats come in. It's so much fun. I just really like it. It's just a hobby, so.
It's a lot of fun listening. So anyway, we'll keep our ears open for them. Today lines are not in the water officially till 9 a.m. The captain, Big Rock Tournament guy, Captain Randy, he will tell them, okay, gentlemen, yada, yada, yada. But if you're listening, if you could get over there to the Big Rock Blue Island Tournament website and just click on the Big Rock Live Radio, you'll be able to listen to it.
Doesn't he do a prayer every morning? Is it 8 o'clock he does a prayer?
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yeah, maybe we can catch it one morning.
And Wednesday, we will hopefully have an interview with the captain. I talked to him. We exchanged information yesterday.
Very good.
So we've been doing that for years and years and years. We've kind of tentatively agreed on Wednesday morning at this time. So
very good. I have
things get underway.
Crew member of the Costa Rican. He said he was going to text me every morning. I haven't heard from him yet, but I'm gonna have to call him.
Well, he hasn't called anything yet.
Yeah. Well, no, he was going to text me on their way out.
Because they're going to lose contact somewhere
with morning report.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna have to call him tonight and say, don't forget. We see if he'll call in one morning or something. But yeah, it's exciting to watch it, and congratulations to the ladies for what they did Saturday, and some beautiful boats. Beautiful boats.
There they are on the way out.
On the way out, yeah. That's pretty cool.
You'll hear some scratchy stuff just like you would on typical radio days.
Yes.
Because those guys there, some of these guys will be leaving and going out as far out, they go up the coast. When I say up the coast, that means around the bend. And that around the bend means Cape Lookout.
Yes.
all the way up to Cape Hatteras. They will
Yeah.
be fishing some of them off Cape Hatteras because some big blue marlin hang out up there too.
Yeah, some of these, when they turn around, they say, we've boated when we're heading in. It'll take them 2 to 3 hours to get back.
They have to bring lines out of the water unless they have a fish on and they
3
have
o'clock.
radioed in advance.
Right.
And there have been many a fish caught hooked up 15 minutes of the tournament day each
Yes.
day. And those that are hooked up 15 minutes of a Saturday, it's like everybody's holding their breath, the people on the leaderboard already,
Right.
because they could be bumped down from first place to second place to third and right on down the list. They could be bumped off the leaderboard if something comes on.
Right.
And there could be a difference between first and second place of, let's say it's $100,000, $500,000. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
possible. And somebody could be bumped down.
First place, it's got to be over 400 pounds. That's,
well,
you know.
and they can't even weigh them. They won't be put on the leaderboard. They're under 400 pounds.
Right. Yeah. It's just nothing.
What's amazing is these captains, most of them are going to be very experienced about marlin fishing, and they can look at a fish and say, cut him loose.
Right.
They get points
Yes.
for it. And they cut 10 fish loose during this tournament. They get some money.
You know, it's really sad though, Rayford, because I've seen them when they brought them in and they've been 900 pounds or so,
Yeah.
but they were attacked by a shark on the way in or some other predator,
There are those rules.
and it bites a hunk out of them, and guess
Yeah.
what? They're disqualified.
Yep.
Can you imagine fighting a fish 3-4 hours, and about the time you get him up there, he's got a bite?
That's where I will be standing on the stern back there with my rifle and the sharks that I see coming towards my fish. Ka-da-boom, boom, boom.
And see, they
No,
also
you
have
won't
to
do that. Can't do that.
videotape this stuff
Yeah,
so they can use it to show the judges, you know, that
they didn't
what
violate
they
any
did,
rules.
they didn't violate any rules. So there's a lot of rules
There's
in
lots
place.
of stuff happening out there.
Lots of stuff, but let's go from the Marlins to the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes?
Oh my God. You know, I've never really been into the hockey games
No.
much, but since Carolina is in the Stanley Cup finals, I've been watching that stuff. And let me tell you what, Saturday night's game, I was about to the point I was going to almost turn the channel because they were down 4-0. And I said, there's no way.
Well, it's over now.
There's no way.
And then all of a sudden,
Then all of a sudden, go.
you woke up.
Then a minute later, go. And then 4 goals right in a row. And I was like, what? And they tied it up
And,
4-4.
and then they went in, what, double overtime?
2 overtimes.
Jeez.
First overtime, nobody scored. Second overtime, of course, the other people scored. That was the game.
Do they have a sudden death overtime? Is that what it is? I mean,
Yes,
as soon as
that's-
whoever
yeah.
scores first wins, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. That's
Ooh.
because they scored, and I
Ooh.
go, well, Carolina, come on. And they go, nope, game over. And I said, oh, okay. Because I didn't really
I
understand
thought
the
it was,
rules
but I
much.
wasn't.
But look, Rayford, you want to talk about NASCAR and wrecks? You should have seen a fight. There was a fight on the ice. I was like,
I'll tell you,
wow.
yeah, those NASCAR races when they bump each other.
Don't
and
talk. Don't talk like that.
And they get out of the car and they just slap each other in the face a
No,
little
I'm
bit.
going to tell you what.
But these
There was-
guys have got sticks.
There was a race incident where 2 cars boom, boom, and one hit the wall really hard till they had to stop the race, and the safety crew had to fix the wall. But anyway, and I thought, because I saw one driver, he was standing on the track just waiting for the other one, and I thought, there's going to be a fight. You know what they did?
Shook hands.
They hugged it out. They broed it out. It's okay, man. It was a racing
Did the
thing.
other
you
guy?
know?
They ever get the knife out of the other guy's back?
No,
after
it was
they did?
it was nice
Just
to
kidding.
see that. But anyway, good race. But
Okie
boy,
dokie, it is a Monday morning, and
Hurricanes.
it's a little bit earlier than you guys think. It's only 6:19. The president declared yesterday that daylight time would be no
my
more. We're now back to
gosh.
Eastern Standard Time, so y'all got an
Right.
extra hour. Go take a nap.
what?
I told you 6:19, not 7:19.
Oh, I only caught the extra hour part. What? I was reading a comment. Somebody had
I hope
commented.
nobody believes me.
What?
Believe this though, weather in the big beautiful ocean, aka the marine forecast, a cold front is moving through the area waters today, which will bring a wind shift to the northeast. High pressure builds back in by tomorrow. Today out to 60 nautical miles. Westerly winds to begin with, 10 to 15 knots, becoming northerly this afternoon. Seas 2 to 4 foot, 2 to 4 footers out there. Not bad. Not for those big old boats. Tomorrow, a little more challenging for the small boats. Easterly winds around 10 knots, seas 3 to 5. The Wednesday, the Big Rock guys will head offshore with winds from the south, 5 to 10 knot seas, only 2 to 4 feet on Wednesday. Now, one of our amateur radio friends this morning talking about weather, and he was talking about his neighbor was in the tournament, but he had already seen him this morning. So, in other words, he ain't fishing today if he could see him this morning.
47 boats took off today.
47.
There's 277, and only 230 went out today.
47
47 sitting back.
Yeah, they didn't go.
Why would you sit back? It's the first day. You got to get that first marlin.
Well, you've got another gate. How about if you've got 5? The next 5 days are beautiful. You want to make sure you fish the prettiest days.
There's extra money for bringing in the first marlin.
Over 500 pounds.
Go Monday, and then hold back.
I don't think they've had a winner for the first.
Yes, they have.
Lately, for the first fish over 500 pounds.
A couple years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they have to be over. They have to be
500 pounds.
Yeah. A couple years ago, first day, one brought, and he held the lead. I think he held the lead all the way to the end. It was the first day, and there's lots of boom. The ladies let a lot go. They're out there. Go get them.
Well,
I would not sit in the
they're
first.
scared with all the hooks that were in them.
I
don't think a 500-pound fish is going to feel that hook.
I ain't feel that hook.
Anyway, so fishing out there, good luck all to all the anglers here in the Big Rock. Go for it and be safe, whatever you do. Now,
okay, today's weather. A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Very slight. Mostly sunny with a high near 91. West wind 5 to 9 miles per hour, becoming east in the afternoon. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 65. Tuesday, partly sunny with a high near 88. And Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 90. And if you're out there fishing today, you better have your sunscreen on.
Yeah.
You're going to need it.
Wednesday, I got to talk to Dr. Rose about sun and all that sort of good stuff for the kids. And
well, yeah, well, I've learned my lesson because I've had a couple skin cancer spots taken off.
Most of us in the South have or will have.
Yes.
It's been a week. I have not checked this morning, so we had nothing new on the young man who disappeared a week ago. Had not as of last night anyway, no new news. 24-year-old man disappeared at New River Inlet after rescuing his stepdaughter, who was in trouble in the treacherous waters there. 24-year-old Marquez Page Jr. was swept away from the shore after handing the little girl, his stepdaughter, off to other people on the beach. She had been on an inflatable device and was being taken away when Page went to her rescue. Rip currents this week, last week, awful. This week they're predicted to be bad again.
Right.
Active search efforts have been called off for the young man. After a week, the chances of finding remains are gradually reduced. A GoFundMe account has been launched to assist the family work through this tragedy. Something like this is
heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking.
And then there's the realistic part of what am I going to do? I want to stay there. I'm just hope beyond hope, you know. And everybody wants closure anyway.
Absolutely. And I pray that eventually he will appear somewhere. And because even though you have it in your head that they're lost and you'll never see them again, if that's the case, having the closure of having the actual soul of the person, the remains, yes, that was the right word, remains, it does give a family a lot of closure. So my prayers go out to that family. And wow.
Yeah. There have been a lot of folks lost like that. We've lost them from there. We've lost offshore there. The people have never been seen again. Right.
Speaking of the Big Rock, there was one year when one of the anglers got tangled up in line or rope.
Yeah.
They had a marlin on the hook. it yanked him off board into the water. Did they ever find him? It was so many years ago.
I don't know. You have to Google it.
I don't know. I have to well into.
Here in Jacksonville,
Yes.
our relatively new police chief isn't planning to come close to the tenure of the man he replaced a couple of years back, Chief Phelps.
No.
Jared Phelps is one of 2 finalists for the same position in Boca Raton, Florida. It's a nice town on the southern Atlantic coast side of Florida. Great beaches, some pretty good diving there, and a place that's filled with tourists year round.
Chief, do you know that hurricanes are more likely to hit there than us?
Phelps was hired just a few years ago when then Chief Mike Yanero announced his retirement after more than 20 years heading the JPD.
Can Yanero come back out of retirement?
Says, well, for Chief Phelps, as the city of Boca Raton has received applicants from 77 people from 27 states, Puerto Rico, and Mexico. The second leading candidate is from Maryland. There are 2 of them still in the running. Chief Phelps from right here, and a gentleman out of Maryland.
Can't believe he wants to leave.
Well, it's going to be a lot more money. There's no doubt about it.
No.
It is Florida. Yeah, it is, but I hate to see that. We'll be talking more about it.
Was it his dancing? No, Chief, I don't.
Well, he hasn't gotten it, so we don't know. But
it makes me sad.
It does show that he's looking.
Well, Chief,
maybe
we'd like for you to stay.
Maybe he's just applying. I mean, a lot of people are sitting there and they don't really expect to get it.
Right.
But if they do, then
if I had a chance to go to Florida for a big job like that, I don't know.
Looks like Iran just will not learn a lesson.
No, they were hot last night. I watched that on the screen.
Hot. Iranian-fired missiles and drones were headed as they made their way towards Bahrain and Kuwait, were quickly intercepted and destroyed by U.S. forces. But that isn't all. Stay tuned. The idiots are so wanting the U.S. and Israel to attack Tehran. I don't know why they want that. It's going to be decimation. The latest comes while Trump is hoping for some sort of semi-permanent halt to the aggressions. Iran then sent more missiles into Israel. They went, and so basically no man's land, nothing there, didn't hurt anybody, according to Trump. And that's what he said. Israel is well known for not sitting by when someone attacks them. Trump has asked Israel's Netanyahu to hold off. Well, let me take that back. Trump he said, I told Netanyahu to hold off so that we can reach some sort of peace agreement with Tehran. A pipe dream, I'm sure. Not sure how that will work for the Israeli-U.S. relations, and I'm not sure what Israel will do. I would hope that the U.S. would return fire if Iran fires on our ships, but I'm not even sure of that right now. Well, because Trump wants to have peace. I do too. I'd like to have peace of action first.
He's told Iran, this was his word, stop, and let's continue to work out this peace thing. It's not going to happen. It's not. They fired 10 ballistic missiles yesterday, which was last night there, and most all of them were struck down in the air. 2 did land, but they said it didn't cause any damage, no loss of life or anything like that, or loss or damage to buildings. But the IDF did early this morning, our time, shoot off to Iran. And you know what, Rayford? Israel's got to be tired of this, and we're all tired of it. We're all living the effects of it.
Where is Iran getting all these massive numbers of drones and missiles? Have they been stockpiling them since 2015 when we didn't go in and do what we should have done then? The president said they only have 20%, maybe 21%, as he put it, of their original stockpile left. If they've got 20% left, how do we know? Number one, do we know where they're storing them? If they know
Good
where,
question.
if we know where they're storing them, it will take, somebody with a stick of dynamite,
Mm-hmm.
take them out.
Could be an underground tunnel there with a.
How do we know how much they have left? We don't even know if missiles are still being delivered to the rogue government. They're not building them all themselves. They've had other countries building them for them.
Let's see what.
Have we been able to stop that? We have been able to stop all ships from coming in. I don't know that we can stop all the other forms of mass transportation from getting their missiles and drones to them. I'm not sure what I'd do if I was Netanyahu. Do you grant Trump's request and not shoot back? If they do, will that impact our relationship with the Israelis? About the only real friends we have left in the region is Israel. Is this another effort to drive a wedge between the two countries by Iran? The Iranians, they're crazy, they're cagey, and they're mean. I'm not talking about the Iranian people. I'm talking about these Iranian nuts in charge. In that initial attack on Bahrain and Kuwait, the retaliation from the United States was immediate and severe. Surveillance radar sites on Goruk and Kishim Island were destroyed. The back and forth is going to continue until one side or both runs out of missiles, drones, rockets, and bombs. Not so sure about Bahrain, but I'm pretty sure that Kuwait has some pretty good defense capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Would it not make sense, instead of us using all of our stuff to protect them, to stop all that stuff from coming in, would it not make more sense for them for us to encourage those other countries to return fire when fired upon? I'm fully aware that the Iranian attacks are because the United States has military and perhaps other interests in a number of countries in the region. Still, I'm pretty certain that those countries benefit from the extra protection we provide them as much as we benefit from having resources close to Iran to deal with their shenanigans when we need them. When we need them, we need to do something. That said, looking back to last week, there's been enough talk. There's been enough talk, too much talk. Iran can get away denying it's attacking U.S. forces, instead claiming it's attacking the other countries, and they're doing nothing about it. It's past time.
Mm-hmm.
It's way past time.
I agree.
That we quit taking the bait. They do this. They send some stuff out. We send a bunch of anti-drone missiles and stuff to intercept them. And guess what? We're now down. Our stockpile of weapons is down. They shoot up one, we send 10 out to intercept it.
Well, let me tell you, this is Donald Trump, President Trump's very most recent posting about this. He says both sides, Israel and Iran, are looking to do an immediate ceasefire. Final negotiations on peace are proceeding, subject to ignorance or stupidity getting in its way. The blockade will remain in place and in full force and effect until a final deal is reached. Things should move quickly. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. What do you call the last 24 hours? Ignorance and stupidity?
Yeah.
No.
Is he calling to one side till there's ignorance and stupidity from one side or the other? Is he calling Bibi ignorant and stupid?
But the thing about it is,
That's not who you want to do that with.
negotiations on peace are proceeding, but yet we had Iran fired 10 ballistic missiles last night. IDF responding with 2 of their own. I mean,
We don't have an endless supply of conventional weapons. We are running out. It will take years to replenish what we've already used up. And we certainly don't want a war with Russia or North Korea. Well, what happens if there is one? What happens if Russia or North Korea is sitting back? If you notice, the little pimple hasn't been saying anything. Why?
Right.
He's just waiting for us to run out of bullets. This is nothing but a cowboy western. When you count that the cowboy has fired 28 times with his 6-shooter, you know he's finally out of bullets. And then he throws the gun at you.
Right.
Is that what we're going to do? We're going to throw a missile launcher at North Korea if they start shooting at us? What are we going to have left? I don't seriously think China wants a piece of this action, but the crazy folks in charge, you never know what's happening in their beady little minds.
Right.
The people in Tehran. And again, Tehran, I don't think is part of Iran anymore. Tehran is on the, it's kind of like Washington, not to the extreme that Tehran is. And I'm not comparing them to Washington, but Tehran's full of nuts. And it's a separate world. It's a different world than the rest of Iran. It's like Washington is not the same as North Carolina. We have to put up with it.
I know. It's just like, something, this is way off course, but, like the Vietnam War, the Korea War, World Wars I and II, if you were military and you served during that time, you got recognition for it, veteran, blah, 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 the war.
Spit on.
But, now we have this Iranian conflict. We have so many military over there, and it's not considered a war, but I don't know.
Nope.
Kind of looks like a war to me. But are they going to get credit for that? Oh, we served during the Iranian conflict, but not the war.
Oh, yeah, credit. But what kind of credit can you get? I mean,
Right.
You get a star, you get a ribbon, you get a whatever, right?
Right. I think we're cheating our military, in my opinion.
Police in Kansas City responded to a 911 complaint call last week. You ready? You holding on?
Yes.
The caller was concerned. 2 young people, there, teenagers or under teen, less than teen, had opened what turned out to be a lemonade stand and were selling lemonade, Kool-Aid, and other refreshments. They get a call from a woman complaining. The first cop on the scene, a female, radioed headquarters and encouraged all officers and firefighters needing something to quench their thirst to stop by and order up. And they came in droves. Wasn't long, the 2 brothers racked up almost $300.
Wow.
And the new customers have been stopping in for refreshments every day since. The busybody, nobody seems to know her name. And they give her no time.
Wow.
Jerk.
There's a lot of things happening this weekend.
In Toledo,
Oh, yes.
Ohio, Saturday afternoon at 5:30
Right.
at a community festival. We were at one. Gunfire erupted. A dozen people were wounded. 2 were in critical condition initially, but their conditions have since been upgraded. Police believe there could have been 2 or more gunmen. I think they're settling on 2. Motive? Unknown. Shooters? At large. The deputy chief believes the 2 men were shooting at each other and the victims were bystanders struck by stray bullets. This is why idiots, and we need to have an idiot check.
Yes.
They don't buy their guns at gun shows. They don't buy their guns at gun stores. They buy them from the street or they steal them. Mostly they steal them.
Yes.
Or they buy them from somebody who has stolen them. It also points out that idiots with guns do not care about innocent people caught in crossfires. 2 people had a beef with the police chief, and they went out to shoot it out with each other, missed, and shot 12 people.
2 of them were in critical.
They've been upgraded.
Good.
They're in better shape.
Very good.
With lots of luck, those guys will get caught. They've solicited all the video from the event because everybody started shooting video.
Right.
You can bet your last nickel that their lawyers will say, oh, he didn't intend to hurt anyone else. So please, the penalty should be less severe. The word intent is harped on a lot when it comes to criminal acts. Oh,
Isn't that going to the terror of the public?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, sir. My intent was not to hurt all those people.
I was aiming at Bobo.
I was shooting at Joe Boy because he dissed my trashy girlfriend. So please accept my apology, Your Honor, sir. Next time, I'll make sure I actually hit Joe Boy and not all those innocent people. May I leave now, Your Honor, sir? That's going to be the way it will play out in court with some lawyer up there.
No, I tell you what's going to happen, Rayford. They're going to catch the thugs.
Well,
and then we're going to look at a long, lengthy record on both of them or whoever's involved and how they were charged with this or that, but given probation or given a suspended sentence. And there's going to be a long list of past things.
And nobody's going to look it up.
Right, and nobody's going to look it up. It's just, I'm going to tell you, that show that I watch live on Friday, Saturday nights on Patrol Live, Toledo, Ohio is part of that show. They're on the show too. And of course, the shooting had happened earlier in the afternoon. They don't go live till 9 o'clock at night. So at 9 o'clock at night, when they switched over to Toledo, Toledo got a call, the police department, of shots fired at a gas station convenience store.
Huh.
And they weren't sure if it was those shooters earlier.
No, of course not.
You talk about a convergence of LEO on the scene.
Yeah.
There was so many police officers, deputies, highway patrolmen that converged on that, but they could never find the shooters. You know, they weren't really sure. Did it come from here? Did it come from across the street? But they were looking for them heavy Saturday night. Well, that was weird to read about that story, then tie it in with what you're watching.
You know, we talk about bad parenting or no parenting a lot, right?
Yes.
You know, single mom families, single parent families. That's unfortunately too often a cop out. They're busy. Single parents are busy. They have a lot to do. They got to do the work of two people.
Right.
And it's
Yes.
tough enough raising one person
Mm-hmm.
as a single parent, but to raise two or three or four, especially with their different ages way on up there, could be one that's 3 years old, one that's 2 years old, one that's 15 years old. You know, the 15-year-old doesn't have to be dealt with a lot, but that's the one that's most susceptible to be a problem child, right? Become a problem child. But the mama is tied up with the 3-year-old and the 2-year-old. It's a problem. And quite often they're the breadwinner, of course, and they don't have a lot of money to help themselves. But here's a series of stuff that I read. Like, you guys, if any of this fits you, let me know. Because parents sometimes, they don't know what's going on because they've got so much else going on too themselves. Here's what one gentleman wrote. Our son, we found out, had a virtual factory behind a shed on his property, our property. He and two mates, that's what he called them. This is from Australia. He and two mates had been stealing bikes and changing them around so they couldn't be identified. Then they were selling the new bikes. I found it by accident. I told his mom, and she didn't believe me. She didn't want to know. She didn't want to know. Eventually, she saw it all. She called the boys in, and we separated them. We got 3 different stories from the 3 different boys. The boys were belligerent. It's the usual thing they're taught in school these days. He says, "You can't do anything to us. We're under 16. Well, we got to talk and decided to call the cops. They came and they got the same response as we did. You can't do anything. We're under 16. I said to the policeman, "Can't you put them in a holding cell for a few hours while you conduct your investigation?"
Yeah.
Apparently not. That would be imprisonment of a minor. The kids knew that. So we devised a dastardly plan. The boys would deliver the bikes back to where they stole them from and apologized.
Good.
I loaded the bikes in his car, the Ute, and a mate turned up and agreed to go with me. The cop followed behind. We went to every house, returned the bikes, and the boys apologized to the owners. They saw us and the cop in the distance, and they understood they never stole another bike. Years later, my son said during his wedding speech, it was the most single thing that turned his life around, and he thanked and toasted his parents.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Sometimes you just, raised right.
Yeah. Well, they got a
Raised
lot of
right.
kudos on it.
Raised right.
I'm going to tell you, here's part of this same stream. I saw a mother at a Walmart store teaching her kids how to steal clothes.
What?
When she was questioned at the door, she just started screaming racism. She got caught, but she started screaming people were racist. She is just condemning her children to a life of crime and destruction.
Yes.
That was one.
That was horrible. That's horrible.
I think if that was me who saw this incident, I would have said something to the mother. Probably wouldn't go well, but I would have felt that I have done the right thing. When my son was about 8 or 9, he stole sweets off the ice cream van. I asked where he got them,
Ice cream van.
as he had no money.
Right.
Ice cream trucks,
How do you still? Anyway, okay.
I took him straight back and made him apologize and asked the man any punishment he would like to give. He thanked me and said, no, my son learned a harsh lesson that day. Always do the right thing. I've seen little kids at the town pool that were taught to go through people's bags to steal things while they swam. Hey, little Johnny,
Seeing this.
look over there, the bags that are up there while the people are out swimming.
Yeah.
Just go through and look through there. If you find anything, bring it to me.
Right.
Practice makes
That's
perfect, so I
horrible.
predict they'll end up in jail as likely their parents are or should be.
Teaching them young.
I've seen mothers put things in their infants' carriers under the baby. Heard
Yes.
this one.
I've heard of that.
Teaching 6-year-olds how to conceal things on their bodies. When these kids end up in prison, they will be the reason. I've always said if the parent doesn't teach them, society will. I work with a lady who bragged about having her daughter do the stealing because she was only 16 and would only get a slap on the wrist if she was caught. This is what some parents are doing. So it's not just a neglect, it's encouragement.
Those should be arrested and charged.
Oh, absolutely. And
with accessory or something.
No.
They need to be thrown in jail for a couple of
Yes.
nights.
No, a couple of nights? Oh, no.
Just to start with.
Go to prison.
Start with them,
Head
but
for prison. Put the kids in foster care or something.
it's
They'd be
just
better.
disgusting.
They'd be a whole lot better off.
We're talking about
Okay.
kids real quick.
I had to be mean for a minute.
I just want to something positive out here. We received a message on Saturday to the show here. I did not see it until this
we were
morning. We were really busy Saturday, but it says this message was from Christy. It says the bronze medal national championship teamworks team from Jacksonville High School will be arriving back at school today around 2 p.m.
That was
and that would have
Saturday.
been Saturday. Come celebrate and welcome these national champions. Meet behind the school by the carpentry class, et cetera, et cetera. Christy, if I had seen this, I would have definitely shared it abound. But my apologies. Did not see it Saturday. But congratulations to the Jacksonville High School Teamworks team for becoming the national championship, for winning the bronze medal with the national championship. Great. I mean, that's what we want to see our young people.
For sure. That's what they need to grow up as.
Right.
And the parents are good.
Champions.
Parents are following right along with them.
Right.
It's great. That's the way it's supposed to
Yeah,
be
but
done.
anytime, any of you, whatever school you have, anything that you would like for us to put out, the best thing to do is call me if you can.
And parents, get involved with the kids. Whether it's, I don't care if your kid is playing piano. I
Right.
don't care what they're doing. All kids are not going to be football stars or lacrosse stars or whatever. They don't need to be. They don't have to be. There's a whole lot more out there for people than just having to do one thing. There's plenty of stuff to choose from. I don't care if they excel in woodworking or in shop. If they're able to take your car apart and put it back together, so much the better for you.
Right, right.
Thing.
Well, another PSA I want to
Yeah.
throw out there real quick because I just got notification about it. The Carolina Museum Marine opens to the public this morning at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Go by. Now there is a fee,
It's
but
$14.
go by.
Seniors are 10.
Right. Go by and take a walk through there. It's absolutely beautiful. Out to the side, they have the internal flame that burns 24/7 and a little garden where you can just sit and rest. They have a cafeteria there. You can get a refreshment, but go by and take a look at the history of our Marine Corps here in Onslow County. It is well worth the trip through the museum.
That whole part about Camp Lejeune, of course, it was occupied by what is now Camp Lejeune, was a civilian turf.
Right.
Turns out my cousin went by during the early opening. What was it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
Yes, I was there a couple weeks ago
anyway,
too.
he went in because on his mother's side, there were relatives. They were the Gillettes, and they were aboard Camp, what is now Camp Lejeune, and they had the deed that the Marine Corps bought back from them, 1,000 acres that included Brown's Inlet area, Brown's Island and whatever, which is now a bombing range. So the Marine Corps bought it and they blew it up. Just kidding. The Marine Corps bought it and they used it for.
Well, you can't go to
purposes.
Brown's Island, can you?
You once. They might be scattered all over the place after you do visit.
Yeah, they say like, do not come on to Brown's Island.
Yeah, and for you fishermen out there, do not go near Brown's Island and drop your anchor. You can fish there, just don't drop your anchor because not everything that falls out of the sky, out of an airplane that's supposed to go boom boom, it doesn't always go off. Some of them are like firecrackers. When you set off firecrackers, not all of them explode. Don't go picking them up. It might just reignite that little flame in the fuse. So be very careful with don't drop your anchor out there.
Right.
I don't think there's ever been anybody that has set one off, but they have recovered a lot of unexploded ordnance and from inside New River along the shores there. And I know offshore, there's been quite a bit out there. There's everything from Jeeps to everything else has fallen overboard during some of the maneuvers.
Well, the U.S. government acquired the land for what is now Camp Lejeune in December 1940. On that date, the federal government purchased 85,000 acres within Onslow County, North Carolina, to build a military base in response to a national emergency,
Called World War II.
which is now in the city of Jacksonville.
Yep, buddy.
Yes, but the purchase displaced many residents with an estimated 720 families.
Yeah.
About 2,400 people relocated, and they were relocated from the 174 square mile area.
Yeah, I got some pictures on the slideshow that he had, or a visual, they call it a slideshow, but it is a computerized slideshow.
Yeah, construction began
Some
in
names and stuff.
April 1941. The base was officially established on May 1st, 1941 as Marine Barracks New River. Wow.
Started out as a barracks and grew from there to what
It
it
was
is today.
later named Marine Barracks Camp Lejeune in 1942 in honor of Major General John Archer Lejeune. Ta-da! Yeah. But I'm proud. I'm proud of our base. I'm proud that it's here. I'm proud that we live in a community that we're protected by the Marines. Hoorah. But do go by the Museum of the Marine, the Carolina Museum of the Marine. Like I said, it opens today, 10 o'clock for the public. 10 o'clock. And, every seems like every day talking about the airlines, some kind of craziness happening with them, with people trying to open the exit doors, etc. Well, over the weekend, got a new one here for you. Unauthorized boarding. A passenger used a suspected fake boarding pass and was able to sneak on to a United flight, forcing the plane back to the gate.
Don't they scan those still?
Well, unauthorized board. Okay. This is the person's name. And think about this because I'm going to butcher the name because there's no way to know how to say it right. Abdulrahim Uriyami.
I know him.
She's 25 years of age.
Or is it her?
Bypass TSA and gate agents at Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport.
And I can't get through there.
That's the one I used to fly in and out of. Using a suspected fake boarding pass, hiding in the plane's bathroom before being discovered. Flight returned to the gate involving.
He got an early entry onto.
He was on the plane, hiding in the bathroom when they found.
Or the plane.
Before the plane took off.
I got that, but before the plane was actually boarded?
It didn't say that. It just said that
he got aboard the plane and went to the bathroom.
He bypassed the TSA agents and the gate agents using a suspected fake boarding pass, and he hid in the plane's bathroom. So, okay, and we've got a lot of issues here. But the flight was returned to the gate involving Houston police, FBI, TSA, and K-9 units. He was charged with felony impairing or interrupting operation of a critical infrastructure.
Just fly low and call them, hey, this is United Flight, yada, yada, yada.
But Rover,
would you have a police with a big net stand by? We're going to drop this gentleman off.
Is he a legal citizen of the United States?
Don't know.
Or was he here part of the group that's getting ready to blow something up?
Maybe he was here to test our system.
That's kind of scary, though. You know, how did he get past the agents and onto the plane?
Don't know about that one. Well, they got a mess out there in California trying to figure out who's going to be the next mayor.
That is a total racket. It's a racket.
I really don't get it.
It's a racket. It's
been a week since that race was held, right?
Right.
And it had supposedly all this stuff is very accurate. Well, if it's very accurate, why are they having to recount and all this? Raymond or Ramon overtakes Spencer Pratt in razor-thin race, according to the Associated Press.
It's because Pratt's being cheated out because they don't want him up there. I'm telling you.
Well, yeah, but they don't want him running. I don't know what's going on. She's
Ramen moves into second place.
Is a city council member, and she's overtaken Pratt, who is a reality TV star. I don't know what that means.
Yes.
Nobody has called the race yet. It's pretty thin. Karen Bass, who's the current mayor, she's a Democrat. She's already advanced to a runoff in her second term bid. So we don't know. She's waiting for the candidate she will face in the runoff.
Please let it be Pratt. Please.
He will. I think he's probably one would stand a better chance.
I like him. His videos are great. Well, you know, the U.S. Attorney's Office in Los Angeles said this past Friday, that it had opened multiple election fraud investigations.
Well, yeah, I know.
Related to this last primary, and sent a prosecutor to the county's vote counting center.
Yeah, apparently the Los Angeles County is still trying to count ballots postmarked on or before Election Day and received by June 9th, which was
tomorrow.
They can still bring. I don't get that. They had to be postmarked before the Election Day, right?
They had to be postmarked by 5 p.m. on Election Day, and I think that was June 3rd?
So we brought in Marie.
June 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, June 2nd. I don't know, whatever. But it had to be postmarked by that Tuesday at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
It's really a mess. It's a mess.
all
Yes,
I
it
can say.
is. I
All right, we're at about 8 o'clock now. Hopefully, I'm going to hear the Captain Randy Ramsey popping in here in just a second or two or three as he blesses the fleet and has a prayer. He does a prayer every morning about 8 o'clock for the participants in the Big Rock. So I have to keep rebooting the Big Rock radio, live radio.
Yes.
So hopefully he'll pop in here any moment or so. There are 277 boats entered in this tournament this year. 230 of them are fishing today. So there's
Yes.
230 big old boats out there and some small ones too that are out there looking for the big fish. I can't imagine the Ward's neighbor up there in Cedar Point. He's got a 24-footer he's fishing out of.
24.
What do you do? Well, I'm just if you get the biggest,
Bless him.
how about if you just get the biggest dolphin, you don't have a whole lot of investment in that deal, right? But you got a lot of money coming in first place dolphin, enough to pay for your day of fishing. You can bet on that. Okay, where is?
I want to see what the biggest boat is right now. No, this can't be right. Well, it says the largest boat at the 2026 Big Rock Blue Marlin Tournament is a 64-foot Jarrett Bay Builder's Choice.
That's a
They're
big
one
boat.
of my favorites.
Yeah, Jared Bay builds a lot of nice boats up there.
Yeah, I thought there was one that was bigger. I'll have to go research them. This is just Googling right now,
Yeah.
so. But it says that you're looking for the absolute largest boat in terms of hull size. The 64-foot is the biggest recorded at the Big Rock. The
What
catch.
today? For this tournament,
Well, it's true, but
not forever.
But it says recorded ever. No. Mm-mm. It says if you're looking for the absolute in terms, the biggest recorded at Big Rock. Now, do they mean this or do they mean ever? Because I know there was bigger
this
ones.
Big Rock, I think. Oh, I know we've had 85 footers or whatever up there.
Well, yeah. All right, I'm going to go in here and look while you're waiting for that.
Yeah, well, the Big Rock tournament brings in a lot of money. The prize pool this year is almost $9 million, $8,997,425 bucks.
Money.
That's a lot of money
And
to share.
And it's a lot of that money stays right there in Carteret County.
A bunch of it
You
stays
know,
there.
I'm still Rayford. What can we do in Onslow?
I don't know.
We had the Bear Festival this weekend. I think that was in Plymouth. You have all these huge festivals all around, and what do?
Well, we used to have the skate festival.
Nobody's even heard of that.
Yes, they have. I did. I knew.
What
about
is
it.
that?
I was there. It was something the Chamber of Commerce cooked up, and
Didn't last long.
You've got short festival down there in Sneeze Ferry, big one, big event,
Right.
and you got a long running one from the 50s, the
Seascape.
Mullet Festival in Swansboro, and you got not far away down in Hampstead area. You've got the Spot Festival every year. So there's some seafood oriented festivals. You got Moorhead's got the seafood festival every year.
Yes.
And there's a lot of stuff surrounding us in Jacksonville. We did a skate festival.
Wait, did I say 64 feet earlier?
You did.
Here's the April May. She's a 65-foot hatteras. Google's not always. Oh, no, the Astricos, a 92-foot
Okay.
Viking. Google, you're wrong.
Is that fishing this year?
That's fishing. I'm looking at the Big Rock page.
Is it
That's
fishing this year?
right. Yes.
Okay.
It's entered.
All right. So,
I gotta check this one out.
Do not put all your faith in AI. Okay?
Look,
Yeah.
that's
nice
a
one.
beautiful boat. I could live on that year round.
Yeah.
I just park it right up here near the new river.
I wouldn't park in that thing anywhere. I'd be docking it every now and then, but I'd be at sea with it most of the time.
Wow.
Well, Randy, I either I'm not hooked up, but it
Let me
was
see.
earlier. It was just a little while ago.
I don't hear a thing.
Is that you?
I don't. Yeah, I just clicked on the Big Rock Live Radio.
And you had it?
Well, let me see.
Well, down there in Sneeze Ferry, big event.
Right. Oh, no, that's us.
Oh, come on.
No, okay, stop.
Get out of Facebook.
Stop. No, I had it up here, but no, Facebook. No, it's not on. It's not on.
Good.
It would have overtaken. Okay.
I don't know what's happened. So we'll see. It's 5 minutes late. I was hoping to catch the opening prayer. Okay, what else we got cooking out there in Newslet? Anybody had any dealings with moms who used their children to commit crimes, such as, a baby and hiding stuff under the babies? I know that a whole lot of drug activity has been found with drugs being hidden in, diaper bags and underneath babies in their little carriers and whatever, because nobody's going to look there. Yes, we are. Yes, we did. So it will be found if you got it there. And with today's dogs coming in to help, I mean, they just got to sniff the air. And they're trained to isolate themselves from all of that other stinky stuff that's around. They just center in on the dope. So they're pretty good at that stuff.
84.
Come on, Randy. Come on. Where are you, bud?
Michael Jordan's boat, Thomas, was 84 foot.
Yeah. It's also a Viking.
Right. Yeah, I just looked it up to be for sure. I had
Prayers at 8:00 each day.
Yeah, well.
That's what Randy told me. I thought that was pretty sure that's what he was.
Hey, catch 23. Oh, no, we don't need that. Get off of there. Oh, boy, I would love to be out there when the boats come in, but Rayford, parking is hard. You may have to do a whole bunch of walking. And then the crowd, there's a crowd there because everybody wants to be there.
Yeah.
And it's hot. And I will say, if you want to buy a drink or eat, it's expensive. So I choose to sit at home in the comfort of my AC with my feet on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Shit. Watch it live.
Let's look around here and see.
We had a private jet crash Saturday in the Dominican Republic. And of course, first thing I did was check and see who was involved, make sure it was not our dear friend. But it crashed. Dr. Rose.
Oh, yeah.
She go visiting the DR. It was
Good
a
morning,
private.
fellas. It's 8 o'clock. As you know, with many years, the Big Rock's been going to prayer at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're gonna try to do the same.
This is Captain Randy Ramsey.
Some of you may be framming around out there trying to get offshore, and I know you got other things on your mind, but I hope you'll take a little bit of time with me this morning in prayer, coming before the Lord. On the first day, I always try to remember some of the people who've lost this year, are part of the Big Rock family, and I just want to make mention of just a few of them. I'd like to mention that, we're missing Mike Carruthers, Tom T. Harris, Brittany Kelly, Stevie Levy, Allison Moretti, Mark Moy, Randy Ragland, Bill Van Skyver, a good friend of mine, Greg Flores, Captain Fred Keach, and Robbie Hood. Robbie was always here at the tournament, playing a big part in it. Each one of these four meant a lot to us, and they were all taken too soon. I'm sure there's more of them out there that I've missed today, and if I have, I'm sorry. But certainly hope you all remember these folks when you're fishing this week, and always keep their memories alive as we fish the tournament. Each year on the first day before I start, I told you I was going to be long-winded. I always think it's important to go back in the history of why we do this. Back in the early 80s, I tell this story every year. I was fishing my boat out of Oregon Inlet, out of what was the Oregon Inlet Fishing Center tournament. And man, we'd go out of Oregon Inlet that morning. It wasn't real pretty. And, I was a little bit nervous. I was real nervous. I don't mind telling you. I've never fished out of that inlet before. Everybody's trying to do the best they can to help make me feel welcome. And out of the blue, just out of nowhere, this guy named Omi Tillett starts saying a prayer. And we finished the prayer, a peace had already come over me, and I was feeling better about today already. And then somebody started singing hymns. Man, I'm telling you, the hymns are beautiful. And by the time I got to the fishing grounds, the Lord had given me peace. And we had a great day fishing, and it just changed my attitude through the whole day. So I asked Captain Mooney to come down I think in the early 90s, and he started giving the blessing to the fleet as he run offshore here. And I hope that, he isn't able to do that anymore. He's left us to go be with the Lord. But he always did a great job for us. And when he wasn't able to do it anymore, I felt like I should. So if you'll come to the Lord with me, we're going to say a prayer here this morning and try to get the day started off right. Heavenly Father, we humbly come before you today and give thanks for this day. Let the sunrise that you provided give us the promise of eternal life that you paid the ultimate sacrifice for. I give thanks for this tournament, oh God, and I pray that everything we do this week brings glory to your name. I pray we stay obedient to your wishes and let your spirit move in us, that we share the good news with others. In the same way our wakes affect other boats, let our actions have positive and lasting effect on our brothers and sisters. God, I pray my voice and my prayer may bring another person to be saved by your sacrifice. God, today as the boats run offshore, there's great anticipation. Everyone's excited about the possibilities of winning this tournament, but let us be reminded we're called to be fishers of men as well. It isn't lost on any of us that 4 of your disciples, and that is why we are called to continue that ministry. Each person on each boat, God, guide the captain's hand so they steer clear of anything that will harm them. I pray for the mates and anglers. God, keep them safe and bring them home this afternoon. And I pray for the families who may be on shore so that you watch over each and every one of them. God, today I pray we take time to marvel and give thanks for all you've created, from the vast ocean to the smallest creature. Reminders of your abiding presence and declare your glory. I give thanks for all those who worked to prepare this tournament and all those involved this week. I give thanks for Madison, Carly, Tyson and Crystal, Michelle, Ella, Phil, the way station team, the crew that you really don't see how much they work, but they do so much for all of us. And I give thanks for the entire Big Rock team, each and every person who's given us their time this week. I give thanks for the board and the volunteers and each person who welcomes our teams into our community. I give thanks for the visionaries who started this tournament, who were devoted in purpose and bold in action. I give thanks for the first responders and our military who willingly put themselves.
We don't know what happened there.
It kind of dropped off.
It just took a nosedive, as radios can do from time to time. I've got him still turned up a little bit, but in the background, just in case he pops back up in there. It's nice that he does that every year.
Yes.
And like he says, sometimes he could get long-winded, but on the first day, there's a lot of history in the Big Rock, obviously. And yes, there have been times when there's been tragic situations, and not necessarily during the Big Rock, but with boaters who are offshore. Things happen.
Yes.
You're in somebody else's hands when you're out there. And I'll tell you what, when you're out there all alone and you look at your that little instrument up there on the dash, the GPS fish finder accommodation unit, like I've gotten, it says 623 feet of water below you. And you think about, that's twice the depth. The depth there is twice the goal line length in football. 100 yards. It's over 200 yards deep. That's a lot of water beneath here, right?
Right.
And when you're out there and you look around, there's not another boat out there, and you don't hear anybody else talking. You think about, well, what if? That's one of the times you think about, what if my motors don't run? But what if I'm out here just sitting here drifting? What if, because you're not going to be anchored up in 600 feet of water, but what if I'm just drift fishing and my motor's still start up?
That's not good.
What? Here we go.
Well, last year they had one boat catch fire.
Yes, and those things can happen. I do know it all too well personally. It yeah, we'll go ahead and forego that. He got his main message out anyway. But you think about, well, who's out here to help me? Well, son, you're either on your own or you're on your own with the man above in charge.
I found that story about the angler that was taken underwater at the Big Rock tournament.
Yeah.
That was in 1994. And it said angler Chris Bowie of Ocean City, Maryland, was tragically pulled overboard and drowned while serving as first mate aboard the 53-foot sports fisherman Trophy Box. Trophy Box was the name of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
He was wiring a 200-pound billfish and preparing to release it when his hands became entangled
Oh boy!
in a 30-foot long wire leader attached to the hook. The marlin, a large Atlantic blue marlin, executed an unexpected 180-degree turn, tightening the wrap and catapulting Bowie off the boat. He managed to free one hand, but could not disentangle his right gloved hand from the wire. Second mate Ronnie Fields dove to cut Bowie free, but found him 30 feet down attached to the fish. When Fields surfaced for air and dove again, he only saw a dark spot deep in the water. Coast Guard, Marine Corps, Navy, and local fishermen launched a 2-day search with helicopters and boats, but neither the fish nor Bowie was
Never
recovered.
found him.
He was a veteran offshore angler and captain of the Midnight Hour in Ocean City.
That's a tragic
So
story.
sad.
Those fish are powerful. There've been stories of when marlin coming towards the boat, they're swimming sometimes.
Right.
Not the 600, 800 pounders, I'm sure.
Wow.
But they're swimming towards the boat as you're reeling them in, and they're coming at you fast. And then suddenly they're there. They've been fished to catapult themselves out of the water into the boat, and there have been people hurt. They call them billfish for a reason. They got a big old, they got a spear on their bow.
Well, one of our listeners, Stephen, said he served as a weighmaster for a bluefin tuna tournament, and the sport fishing yachts were amazing to see, but it was great to see their real working boats get into the money.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well, anyway, we'll keep an eye on the stuff, and hopefully we'll have Randy on the air on after the prayer sometime on Wednesday morning.
Right.
We'll have a chat with him. He'll have a couple of days, get his feet wet, so to speak, and get ready for the whole event. And there should be a lot of excitement going by then. I've got a feeling they're going to be hooking up this morning.
Oh, I
think
just
when
know
we
it's
start
going to
listening,
happen.
we're going to start hearing some
know it's
stuff
gonna
going on
happen.
there. Yeah, it's
Get ready for the
Watch
messages
out.
I'm going to be sending you.
Incoming! New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Let's go to New Jersey.
Uh,
Go to New Jersey. Well, that thing over there called that wicked group, the Grand Old Party, the GOP, the GOP, the Republicans. GOP is spelled GOP, right? Don't you pronounce
why you say-
GOP GOP?
No,
Yeah, you do.
we just say GOP.
Well, I call it GOP. I can pronounce the words. I don't have to spell them. The New Jersey Republican Party and the Republican National Committee requested voter rolls from all of the 21 counties of the Garden State. Guess what they found?
Dead people?
No, worse.
Right.
There were people, non-citizens, who had applied or going through naturalization processes. They were not citizens. But somebody had registered them as Democrats to vote. They did not register themselves. Somebody else registered them. Don't know whether somebody else was voting as them or not. That would be the only way, because they didn't know they were registered. Once they found out, they started going and asked to be removed from the rolls. Well, it's a good thing, because if they had put themselves on the rolls, that probably would have violated their abilities to register, to become naturalized, I hope, because that would have been a criminal offense. They said they were unknowingly registered to vote, most as Democrats. Non-citizens cannot vote in state or federal elections. California lets them vote in local elections, not the state of California. You can vote in some local elections if the counties okay it. The candidates for citizenship worried that being on the rolls would disqualify them. It would. So they were getting their butts off of that. But how did they get there? That would be the question. Was there a group of individuals? Is there a group of individuals? Are there groups of individuals nationwide that are doing things like this? We've heard that we have not found any violation. Yes, you have. Mm-hmm. There have been numerous counts. Mm-hmm. There have not been, don't get me going now, I did not say that there was voter irregularities that would have cost Donald Trump, that did cost Donald Trump the election in 2020. No, I'm not saying that. Based upon the irregularities that were found in 2020, there always will be irregularities. Based upon just sheer numbers of those, if every one of them, if every vote that they found had been turned over to Trump, it still would not have made any difference. He still would not have been elected. Okay, we'll re-elect it. So now, unless there's a batch of ballots out there somewhere enough to account for several 100,000 votes, no. Were there voting irregularities? Yes. Was there fraud? Absolutely. But would it have made any difference? No. Not based upon the sheer numbers. Math showed otherwise. Should the people who committed the fraud, not the irregularities that may have been a slip of the pen or whatever, but should the people who commit fraud be arrested, even if they do it one time, if they fraudulently register to vote illegally one time, yes, they should be prosecuted.
Oh, I agree.
How many murders does it take before you have to go to prison? Okay, that's what I'm saying. Every crime should be prosecuted.
Well, the State Board of Elections sent out an email last week telling people to take heed. Yeah, the North Carolina said that you're going to find as we get closer to the election that there's going to be different organizations, different nonprofits, different voting rights nonprofits that are going to be setting up stations. And it may be, you may even have the Democratic Party or the Republican Party out there setting up stations around the town for registrations where you can go up and actually fill out your registration form. And they, most of the time, normally will take the forms that they get filled out to the local Board of Elections and turn them in.
Most of the time is the problem.
Well, the State Board of Elections, the North Carolina State Board of Elections, sent out an email telling people, if you do this, that's your choice, but you need to verify, Steve's calling, you need to verify your registration. If you filled one out, give it a couple days, maybe a week for it to go into the system. Go on there and check. I put the link right up here. It's voter search for North Carolina. You just go to the North Carolina State Board of Elections, and you need to check it to make sure that your address is correct, because it will tell you where your voting place is, your precinct.
Yep.
Make sure that your party affiliation is correct, because sometimes if the people registering, they should not be touching any of that. They should not be making any corrections. They should not do anything. But if you registered and you didn't put affiliation, sometimes you're going to find yourself unaffiliated. To double check. It's so easy to do. Very easy.
Now, if you're like me and you want to set them up, go to one of these locations when they do this, and then fill out the form, and then go back and check later to see whether things happened or not.
Now, on these voter registration forms, they're black and they have red on them. If something is in red, that means you must fill that out. You don't have to give a lot of your personal information. You can do that by choice. But if it's in red, that means it's mandatory that you fill that out. Just fill out what's in red and you're
The other thing you
fine.
can do is once you fill that form out that you've got,
Right.
that they give you, take it with you and take it to the Board of Elections.
I would.
So
I
would
would just say, give me a blank form. I'll fill it out.
You know who I
can
trust out
mail
there?
it.
The only other person I would trust with that, hey, Steve, it would be you.
Hi, Steve.
To me,
Yeah, I'd trust you to take, I'd trust you to take my, if
I
I feel
would
that,
trust Steve.
if I filled out a form, you were some registration drive or whatever, voter
Right.
drive, and I fill out the form in front of you, I would trust you to turn it in. There ain't a whole lot of people I would trust, to be honest with you.
well, I ain't gonna lie, I feel honored by that. I'm not sure that I would agree with that 100%. You know?
No, you
Yeah,
would do it. You would do
You
it.
wouldn't change it. You wouldn't do a thing about it.
You're absolutely correct, but I don't know that you know me well enough to guarantee that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. I would trust you as well to do the same. But, both of us would be taking a risk.
Well, we take a risk every time we do anything, but yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, I do, if pull up to a voter registration poll of groups, I don't care who it is, but there's the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, or just a bunch of yahoos out here wants to register people to vote, which is a good thing. But they're the ones who look at those ballots, those are things that you fill out. And if a bunch of Republicans are doing it and they don't like Democrats, and they just might not turn in Democrat. I mean, the same thing could be. It just might happen that way.
I'm not going to
That's
jail.
highly possible. I'm sorry, go ahead. Lee.
Sure, you're right. It is possible, but I can tell you, I'm not going to jail.
That's why you check yourself.
That's
You can
right.
check it online.
Well, and I would say that, just because something's possible, don't make it probable.
Nope.
Those are two completely different things.
Thank
And
you.
just like with election fraud, we have some election fraud,
We do.
but for anybody to claim that there was enough to change the outcome of a national election is ridiculous.
I mean, there would have to be a lot of it, as I pointed out.
Right.
Now,
Right.
there have been a lot of cases. Bladen County was one of them where they had it, and it did change election outcomes. But I mean,
Right,
just the sheer
right.
number of votes would have. It didn't take but a half dozen to make that change.
When you've got 12 people that vote and 2 of them are fraudulent, then that represents about 15% of the voting.
There you go.
Base. So I mean, it's a big difference. 15% of the voting base for a national election would be tens of millions of people.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen.
Right, and that's the problem. That I heard you talking about the election fraud thing. Election fraud is nothing anybody's ever denied that it exists. The problem is that Donald Trump, who was the president of the United States, had claimed then and is still claiming now, as recently as this weekend, that there was enough fraud to change the outcome of that election. And
Show
there
me.
lies your problem.
Show me.
That is a blatant lie.
Yeah, just show me.
Well, I get that, but that's the president of the United States going in front of the American people telling a blatant lie.
Mhm.
Nobody should be okay with that.
Mhm.
He should just shut up and move on. But he don't. And there's part of your problem. He's still going out there. He walked out on an interview just this past weekend where he kept trying to make that claim, and the reporter was like, "You don't have any evidence of that." And he turned his face turned as red as his tie, and he got up and stormed out. And that's the problem, is he still will not give it up. And that's where the difference is. I don't think I've ever heard anybody claim that there was no election fraud whatsoever.
I have, and
Well, they're fools.
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I said at the time, but it doesn't make a difference who you are.
But I think what a lot of them are trying to imply is there was not election fraud at the level that he claimed.
Sure.
And that
Here's the problem with him saying this. At this time, he can't prove it, but we can't disprove it because there's no way to go back and do it. So you can say what you want to be, and you can say it either way. There is no evidence to show that there was election fraud that would make a difference. And he can say, but there was election fraud, and you just don't know how deep it is. So both people are right, and both people are wrong. So what difference?
But there's an inherent problem there because he's asking you to prove a negative.
Yeah.
You can't prove something that never happened. You can't prove that something that never happened necessarily. That's proving a negative.
Yeah, there's a lot of, you got to disprove stuff.
That's a gimmick. That's a gimmick when somebody
Of course
says
it is.
you can't prove that I'm not right.
Yeah.
Well, he said that there was election fraud in Arizona. We had 3 audits. One of them he paid for, and every one of them came back and said it wasn't true.
Okay,
But
now,
he would not accept that.
disproving something here. Woman that fell overboard, her last name is Hooker out there in the Bahamas.
Lynette.
They haven't found Lynette's body. So, and they want to charge her husband with murder is what he wants to be. But he said she fell overboard in some
Liar.
choppy seas.
Liar.
But how do you know? He said it.
Guilty.
He was there. You weren't.
He's guilty.
Those
He did it.
Those are tough cases. Then you have to work on probabilities.
I was going to say, once again, they're going to have a hard time proving that without evidence.
Yeah.
Mm.
I get that that's, what you want to believe, but you got to be able to prove it. And when the top law enforcement officer in the United States makes a claim that our elections are completely fraudulent, they need to have something to back that up. It don't just need to be how they feel about the situation.
Top law enforcement officer?
Yes. The President of the United States is the top law enforcement officer in the United States.
No,
They are under oath to faithfully execute the laws of the Constitution in the United States. That's their job. They are the top law enforcement officer. They're also the top military leader.
Well, he's deemed the commander in chief. Yes.
Right. But it's a civilian and military forces. But that's like I say, that's where the problem lies, is that he has no proof, and we all know he claims everything he don't win was a fraud. Even if he's not in the election, even if it's somebody else's election and he endorsed the person they lose, it was a fraud. Everything's a fraud if he don't win.
Yep.
And so that right there is, that is like circumstantial evidence, but it leans towards the mindset of that he makes fraudulent claims all the time. So to lend credit to his claim is short-sighted at best.
Have you ever fished the Big Rock?
I have not.
Let's go.
And I don't really follow it that much, but I will throw this out there. I know y'all remember the 2 guys that won it one year in the little,
Yeah, I do.
the little 16-foot
I
boat.
do. Was there 16?
Okay.
I know it was a small boat, but
Yeah, one of the guys that was on that boat lives across the street from me, and I've heard that story so many
My
times. But yeah, that's the one I always think about when I think about that. And it's turned into such a huge tournament, and they do so many great things for the community, and
yeah, they built the
it's
Big
really a
Rock.
wonderful thing.
They built the Big Rock Stadium, and it's a beautiful baseball stadium. I will tell you that.
helped the hospital
Yeah.
tremendously.
Yeah, and it's
They
really
like-
put the hospital on the map.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Cancer
they write a lot
Center.
of checks for a lot of different charities, too. I've seen that over the years.
And not only that, but the people make a lot of money. The restaurants, the sleeping quarters, the hotels. Everybody makes money off of this group. So it's good that they bring a lot to the community.
Yeah.
What does
Yeah,
Onslow
it's a
have?
positive thing, for sure.
I'm
I'm glad they had good weather and, good tides and all for it.
Yeah, I want them to have
Speaking of
safe
weather.
conditions.
Right.
And yeah, we got to do
Oh,
some weather
yes.
too.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, they've had some rough ones in the
Yes,
past.
they have.
Remember last year, it was quite a few stormy days during that week. Rough
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah. I think they were just picking what days they could make it out there because they got to fish so many days or something. Right?
Yes.
Well, they don't have to fish so many. They can't fish but 4.
Right.
They can fish.
Okay.
They can fish
4
up
out
to
of the
6.
6.
But you fish up to 6, but they can't fish. They cannot fish more than 4.
Yeah. And nobody's going to waste that extra gas on those 2 lay days.
There's no reason to go out there if you.
Mm-mm.
And there've been some times when early on in the game where I always said that, oh God, if I was out there and I weighed in a 900-pound marlin on day 1, I would be sitting there at the dock of the bay. I would be eating my cocktail, my hors d'oeuvres, and having a good time waiting for those boats to come in.
Well, you remember last year the winning marlin came in on the very last
and
day.
that's not
It
the
was
first-
like 511 or something like that.
Not the
pounds.
first time that's happened.
Yes. But I'm going to tell you,
There was one boat that was towed in one night. I think that was at the Cape Fear tournament. He was towed in, didn't get in until after like 11 o'clock or something at nighttime.
I remember there was one, the Blue Rock, that came in very, very late one night.
There have been several of them.
Yeah, they
Coming
kept
on.
it open
They
until he got
sent
in.
parts out and did all sorts of stuff. Towboat, I think they got rules. Towboat and sea tow can go out and assist, but that's about all you can do.
My watch is ringing. Stop.
Her watch.
Hey, on another note,
her watch is confused.
On another note, how's your garden doing, man?
It's looking good. I got some more zucchini coming up. Well, they're up. They're planted in the garden, and I'm fighting that those little spider mites. Apparently, I've cut more leaves off. I've sprayed. I've done everything in the world, and I went out yesterday, and there they were again. The leaves turned and had all that stuff going. I sprayed
I need to.
tops and bottoms, and I finally broke out the dust yesterday. I just couldn't stand it anymore.
I need to ask you both. My tomato plants are getting huge, growing.
Yeah.
But I don't have many blooms on them or the start of many tomatoes. Are y'all seeing that this year?
No.
I mean, have you got a lot of tomatoes on yours?
Have you used any kind of fertilizer on it, like Miracle Grow?
No.
You need that.
Now, the soil I mixed in had Miracle Grow
but
in it.
But you need some. You need some fish emulsion. That's what I've been using this year.
My dogs be in licking the dirt.
Wait a minute, I got a little bit different opinion on that, Rafer.
Okay, go ahead.
If your plants are growing, you got really good green growth.
Good green growth.
Good green growth. You more than likely have a good source of nitrogen. Now, if you have too much nitrogen, that will suppress the blooms, and you won't have as many blooms because you got too much nitrogen. What I would recommend is getting you something with NPK, the middle number being higher, like a Miracle Grow Super Bloom, or all the different manufacturers make a blooming and rooting water soluble fertilizer.
I got you.
I would try some of that, and that's going to boost the amount of blooms that any blooming plant has.
Okay.
But if you use Miracle Grow, the regular Miracle Grow, and you pump it on them, you're going to get too much nitrogen, and your blooms are going to fall off, and you're just going to have beautiful green plants.
Never
don't
had a
produce much
problem
fruit.
with too much before, but that's
Yeah.
good advice. Thank
Right.
you.
Well,
As-
it could be the soil you mixed in, and then other biological things can cause nitrogen to, build up.
Yeah.
So, really, if you could have your soil tested, is a good thing to do, and then it tells you exactly what you're lacking in. But that and the fish emulsions, like Baker was talking about, that's going to be high in nitrogen.
Yes, it is. That's what I use early in the season.
Right.
Well,
And it's really good early to get good growth, but once your blooms start, that heavy nitrogen can, like I said, it can inhibit the flowers.
Right. Same soil as last year, but I added to it with good soil with Miracle Grow type stuff in it, mixed it all up. But I've noticed that, I've got some green tomatoes showing, but by now I would think I would have vines full, and I don't. But everything else is growing great. The squash is off the hook.
Right. I would say that I feel similar, that I don't think I have quite as good a production as I've had in the past. But I do have a lot. So I got a lot of
Okay. Well, thanks for the advice.
Yeah.
I'll definitely.
But mine's doing pretty good too, Rayford. I ain't got no too much insect pressure yet. I ain't got no disease yet. But this year I've got like 3 fans in my garden that are running to keep air circulating. So I'm I'm thinking maybe that's helping me with the disease, the blight, stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe.
And,
I
probably
did,
mildew.
with my zucchinis this year, I did not plant any yellow squash, but with the zucchinis this year, I had early small ones. They came right on out, and they have died, each one of them slowly. Every one that comes in dies. It never gets bigger than about maybe 3/8 of an inch in diameter, and they just die, and they're short. I don't know what's going on.
They probably didn't get pollinated. They'll look like it because, you know, as soon as they come out, they got a little baby zucchini or squash behind the female flower.
Right.
And then if they don't get pollinated, sometimes it'll grow a little bit and then die.
Well, these grow they grow about 6 inches or so,
Oh, okay.
but they don't get any bigger around, and then they just start to wilt.
That I'm not sure on that.
I'm not either.
It
It's
could have
really,
been a poor pollination, you know, or something like that, but I don't really know. I'm guessing at that point.
yeah, I got to talk to Daddy, I guess. Huh?
My wife's friend, she asked if I had any squash, but she likes squash, and I ain't really much on squash or zucchini. I like the plant because it's tropical and has a big, pretty tropical flowers on it. So I got a couple of plants like 2 weeks ago and put them in a planter, you know, and I've already got one zucchini. It's like I said, about 6 inches long, starting here. I was like really impressed with them things. They cut right off.
I have to put up my fence today to keep my dogs from going in and eating them.
I've got another bed that I got one tomato plant in that had one more than I needed, and one more than I planned for. So I put 5 zucchini plants in there. So, and it's at a slightly different location than the other bed. So it's hopefully it will do something else.
Right.
And if that's the case, and I'll have the soil tested. If these plants don't produce, I'm gonna pull them up, have the soil tested, and if it's got crap in there, it's killing me,
Crap.
critters and whatever, I will eliminate them one way or the other.
Every year is something new. Do you notice that?
It's
Every year
always
is something new.
I'll dig them out and put new soil in. I'll start from scratch. That's the one good thing about a raised bed.
Yes. You know, I have all that bending.
You
Right.
dig it
I
out.
think that's one of the things I like about gardening is that it is such a challenge. You know, that there's always something, you know, and when you do, everything is good. You like take a breath and just relax for a second. So, you know, and then next week it might be something
Yeah.
that pops up.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out how my grandfather used to be able to plant stuff, and everything he planted came up. He had acres of watermelons. He had acres of cantaloupe.
I was thinking about that.
Everything
too.
became so contaminated.
Seeds to begin with. He planted the seeds in the ground, and then
Rayford, it's the chemtrails. It's the chemtrails that are causing it.
Yeah. I had my Charleston gray watermelons. They come out. They put out nothing but male flowers, and then they finally put out some female flowers. And I seen one of them got pollinated, and it was starting to grow, and I was so tickled. And I had my granddaughter out there in the garden, and she was running all around, rubbing all the different plants, rubbing the leaves and talking to them. And after she got done, I went out there, and she had stomped my watermelons and knocked that little Charleston gray off the vine.
Oh,
Yeah, there'll be another one, but I was like, oh.
she hadn't done that.
I sent Lee a video of my garden right there.
Yes,
Nice. Take a look at it.
You can see it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, guys.
Take
I
care.
appreciate your time this morning. Y'all have a blessed day.
Bye.
Thank you, you too.
Weather out offshore out there.
Let's do it.
There's a marine forecast. We got a little cold front. They call it a cold front. You're not going to notice that, except that the waters might be a little bit, pick up the little chop here and there offshore. Wind shift a little bit later on northeasterly today, and then it's going to change by Wednesday again. Today out to 60 nautical miles, westerly winds 10 to 15. Northerly this afternoon, seas 2 to 4. Easterly winds tomorrow about 10 knots, not bad, but the sea's kicking up just a little bit for the small boats, 3 to 5. The big rock guys are going to have a blast on Wednesday. Winds from the south. Small guys, small boats, good to go. 5 to 10 knot winds out of the south, and seas running 2 to 4 feet.
Oh yeah, this is going to be a great week. Today, mostly sunny with a high near 91 with a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. West wind 5 to 9 miles per hour will be coming east. Tonight, increasing clouds with a low around 65. Tuesday, partly sunny with a high near 88. And Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 90.
Well, its temperature's
Not
on the
too
rise.
hot.
It's up to 78 degrees here at the studio. It was 70 early this morning. And going to check in with some of the hams around the area. Lee, over there in the Woodlands area, right off Gum Branch Road, she had 70 degrees as well, 81% humidity, 30.01 inches of mercury, no wind, no rain. Nobody had any rain, and most places were pretty calm in the wind. Over in Jones County, Richard checked in. He also had 70 degrees, 84% humidity, 30.00 inches of mercury. This is one thing I found. Everybody who checked in this morning had virtually the same barometric pressure,
Yeah,
which is really unusual. So, usually there's a bit of a variation. But Richard had 30.00 inches of mercury. Lee had 30.01. And the borough, Joe had 74 degrees, 77% humidity, 30.00 inches of mercury. He had a wind out of the northwest there at about 7 miles an hour. At Emerald Isle, Joe slipped over there. It was 74 degrees over there as well. Westerly wind 2 to 4 at that time. Now, this is like before 7 o'clock in the morning, before 6 o'clock in the morning. James over in Bladen County was on his way to work, 72 degrees, and he said it was humid. Brian also lives in the borough. He had no wind over there either, and 29.70 inches of mercury. His was on the low end. 70.7 degrees of temperature, 78% humidity in Cedar Point. Ward, who said his neighbor is the one who had the small boat and wasn't going out today. He's a 24-footer, I believe he said. Cedar Point,
baby.
73 feet, 73 degrees, 73 degrees, 80% humidity, 30.09 inches of mercury. Winds kicking up a little bit from the southwest, 7 to 10. Ken in Onslow Bay, 73 degrees, 74% humidity. Randy in Southwest, he also had 30.01 inches of mercury, 90% humidity, 70 degrees, and had a northwesterly slight breeze of about 2 miles per hour. Dale over in River Bend checked in, 71.1 degrees, 83% humidity. He measured his barometric pressure. His barometer is set for millibars. He had 1016 millibars, which is going to be kind of in the mid-range of the barometric pressure, and no wind. Bill checked in this morning, Catherine's Lake, 71 degrees, and Mike, good old Michael, up in Crew, Virginia. It was chilly up there, 67 degrees, partly cloudy, and very humid. It'll be hot there today as
We
well.
talked about Crew, Virginia, about a month ago. It's the last census in 2020 showed a little over 2,000 people that lived there, and that's where they had the railroad.
Yeah. Well, right now it's 78 here at the studio, 76% humidity outside, 29.95 inches of mercury, and it's holding steady. And of course, there's been no rain. Winds are west-southwesterly, mostly southwesterly at 2 miles per hour. We've had gusts up to 5, so no big deal.
Pretty quiet.
Okay.
Pretty quiet.
Thanks to all our ham radio friends for
Yeah.
keeping us up to speed. Very important in case something happens and we have to, be giving reports to the National Weather Service, because these guys, all of us, give reports to the National Weather Service in case of severe weather. That's
Right.
from tornadoes to strong thunderstorms. Anytime they declare a warning, then we go active and we start providing up-to-date information, which is relayed to the National Weather Service.
Do you
Okay.
know over the weekend, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, a yellow taxi cab, caught fire in the Walmart parking lot.
Here?
Yes, this store right up here on North Marine
Right.
Boulevard, it was fully,
Did they have a hot sale?
it had firecrackers in it. Fireworks in there.
How
And
much?
I don't know, but it was enough that it destroyed the whole yellow cab. Could you imagine being parked out there, like right next to them, and you can't go get your car? Oh, yeah, but there's videos showing it fully engulfed, and the word was they had fireworks in it. Choo choo, choo choo.
Yeah, well, most of the things, it's like ammo in a place, unless it's really a big deal.
Yeah, don't
Most
come
of-
near my house
most
if
of
it's
it-
on fire.
Most of all it does is go, and so that's not how the powder makes bullets go zoom.
But on TV they show bullets
Oh,
flying everywhere when
that's
there's a
right
house
next
fire.
to socialist media.
Well, TV is different.
It's right next to socialist.
On
media.
911, a house burned, and one of the firemen got hit by a bullet that was going off.
It won't be traveling at the same speed it does. coming out of the
Regardless, I'm not going to be anywhere near it. If you tell me it's full of ammo, I'm staying
I'm
on
not
the
going
other
to
side.
go near it either, but that's beside the point.
Did you hear about the Jacksonville woman that's facing multiple charges after the North Carolina State Highway Patrol trooper said she was driving while impaired with 2 children in her vehicle?
That'll get you charged with a felony generally of child abuse.
And yet, Anna Yelly Santos Villa, 24, was arrested Friday and charged while driving while impaired. 2 counts of misdemeanor child abuse, reckless driving with wanton disregard, resisting a police officer,
Uh-oh.
failure to secure a passenger under 16,
Uh-oh.
child not in the rear seat, and failure to maintain lane control.
Oh, you're weaving is what that means. You're
According to the
weaving.
documents, she was operating a vehicle on Pickett Road while impaired by an intoxicating substance. Authorities allege that 2 children under the age of 16 were in the vehicle and were placed at substantial risk of physical injury as a result. Court records further state that she drove carelessly and heedlessly in willful and wanton disregard for the safety of others. Documents indicate the alleged reckless driving resulted in serious injury to one of the children in the vehicle. She had an infant in the child safety seat,
Yeah.
but it was in the front.
Wrong.
You can't put them in the front. And another child passenger was not properly secured. Then she resisted, delayed, and obstructed a state trooper during the arrest process and
Oh.
when the blood was drawn. She's currently in the Onslow County Detention Center. And thank you, WCTI, for the story. But wow. Driving while intoxicated under a substance, which could have been drugs, could have been alcohol.
Whatever they did.
So whatever they did, and your children were in the vehicle? Wonder who's got the kids right now.
Stacey King, a 3-time NBA champion and a broadcaster for the Chicago Bulls, has died. He was 59. That might explain the reason that Jordan is not here, because he was a teammate of Jordan's for the Bulls. They played together.
Well, I know Michael Jordan was in Michigan yesterday at the race. So I don't know. He may chose. I don't know why he's not here. That's sad. Trey Yingst is a weird last name. He's a senior correspondent for Fox News. He's been over there in Israel since the non-war started, but he just posted that, oh, come on. Israel is now striking southern Lebanon. Rocket sirens are also sounding in northern Israel amid incoming rocket fire from Iran. So there you go. There you go. That's happening now.
Yeah, well, it's a world out there. It's just another world.
And then we have another North Carolina story.
Mhm.
This is about a caregiver allegedly shocked a nonverbal woman with autism with a taser and then stomped her to death before she tried to die herself by suicide by
Really?
crashing her car, later telling cops they would find a deceased person at her home. Marla Wallace, 59, stands accused of first-degree murder in the death of 23-year-old Aaliyah Fortner. The investigation began on October 26, 2025, when the Gastonia Police Department responded to a crash between a semi-truck and Wallace's vehicle. After she was taken to the hospital, she informed officers they would find a deceased person at her residence and gave the address. Cops went to the home and found Fortner's body. Fortner was entrusted to Wallace's care and lived in the defendant's home.
Where is this now?
In Dallas, North Carolina.
Dallas. Okay.
A probable cause arrest affidavit said Wallace assaulted Fortner on multiple occasions by hitting her with objects, pushing her to the ground, using taser on her, kicking her, and stomping her head. She was originally charged with concealment of death from unnatural causes, patient abuse, neglect, and felony assault of an individual with disabilities. I'm telling you right now, she needs to get the death penalty, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
Death penalty for that. That young woman, beautiful young woman, excuse me, she was very autistic, severe autism, but you took on the role of taking care of her. You're being paid to take care of her.
Yes. If you don't like it, quit.
If you had to tase her and you had to beat her and stomp her head, you should have called someone and say, come get her. You can't take care of her.
Yes.
That's just sad.
Well, you're missing the big news. And I've mentioned this before, and I still don't understand how it makes Fox News and get the headlines here going.
Oh, the
We
big
see
news.
saw all sorts of headlines. Archaeologists find evidence that may shatter Sparta's ancient founding myth. Popular tourist hotspot plagued by Lyme disease embraces controversial fix. Border czar says he could not finish his meal at facility that the Democrats call inhumane. And Chicago Bears move forward with stadium relocation to Indiana. All of this, yeah. See, all of this is making headline news, but you're missing the big one.
What's the big one?
Soccer reporter Eleonora Incardona.
Okay.
Okay.
All
She's
right.
getting ready to come back to the United States after covering the big soccer stuff. Well, according to this, she put the finishing touches on covering the World Cup by getting with a bikini and posing for pictures in all her splendid glory.
Well, she's pretty, yeah, but I don't see why
What's
that
that
should
got
make
to do?
national
Why
news.
is that? If that's all that, my God, how many different bikini? Oh, that's just gets the same one.
Do you know anything?
She's got a bunch of different bikinis, apparently.
Do you know anything
Not one
about
of them.
that news media called the Daily Express?
No.
I don't know. They have the weirdest stories, but here's one they had this morning. They had one: bear ripped man's head off in gruesome attack while he picked mushrooms. Okay. I'm telling you, they have.
Bear ripped man's head off while he was picking mushrooms.
He was picking a
Please
much.
call you to- Please
Hold
make
on.
sure your microphone is completely depressed so we hear you better. I think we're going to have some pretty challenging conditions today because some inshore traffic. We got some crabbers working up in the sound, and
Oh, God.
they're pretty chatty.
Get
And anyway, I appreciate the relays, and I look forward to hearing from you today. And I look forward to great fishing.
That's Captain Randy Ramsey up there and giving some of the last minute instructions just before lines in the water, which is going to happen at 9 o'clock.
right.
So we're going to actually stay on for just about a minute or two, until he tells them, put your lines in the water, gentlemen. Fish on! Let's go. Oh, I wonder if they holler fish on those boats.
Donation to the Big Rock Foundation.
Yes, sir, Randy. Put it on our account. You got me on here?
Yeah, I got you.
If you guys want to listen to this during the day, it's interesting. Just punch up in your computer in the background. If you're at work,
Oh, mine will be on.
if you're at work or something, put it earbud in. You can hear it while you're working, right? So it's the Big Rock tournament, Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament. It's go to their website and you will find a spot up there. See exactly what it says. It says Big Rock Live Radio. That means the VHF radio that they're broadcasting on. talking out to the boats on it, and the boats are talking back to them.
Yeah.
Right now, it's potted up, but there's nobody
Yeah.
talking. So
Let me
we're
see.
waiting.
Yes, we have got 1 second.
You know, got about 20 seconds supposedly. Let's see whose watch is right.
Mine is set according to the whatever. Mine is right in line with my computer and phone.
Let's see what this does. 9 o'clock. It just turned 9 o'clock on that clock. So
Yep.
let's see when it turns 9
I
o'clock.
have 9.
And now it's 9 o'clock on mine.
I have 9 everywhere.
And
9
come on,
everywhere.
Randy. Lines in order, lines in order. Y'all put your lines in order. It's 9 o'clock somewhere.
Mm.
And hurry up. It's going to be 5 o'clock somewhere if you don't hurry up.
Come on, Captain Randy.
Come on, guys. Give them the word.
Where's it at?
Drop your lines, boys. I don't think there's a delay in this, but there could very well be because it is feeding the computer.
All right, Christmas in June has arrived. Lines in the water. Lines in the water. Day one of the big tournament. Lines in the water. Good luck and
Lines in
good
the
fishing to
water.
all of you today.
Yep, Randy Ramsey. So lines are in the water. The Big Rock Blue Marlin tournament is officially
Yeah.
off and running.
You know me, I'm just like a kid in a
You'll be
kid.
excited until Saturday night, aren't you?
Can't wait, can't wait.
I love those photo finishes on Saturday nights. All right, we're having fun today. So tomorrow we'll be back to sort of kind of normal.
Give you a report on
And,
first
tomorrow,
day.
Tomorrow we're going to talk about some creepy crawly critters.
I asked her, are you bringing that thing in
No.
with you? She said no. And I said, that's a good thing because I'd be over in that corner. Not doing it.
She's bringing the critter in.
We're going to talk
We're
about
going to talk about critter, particular types of critter,
it
and-
crawls.
and what you need to know about them. And it ain't all so bad.
They slither.
Yes, they are. And they're slimy, right?
I've never been that close to them.
Actually not.
I just, I see when I go the other way. And, you know, I understand that there's certain species
Are
of snakes that are protected from being killed.
A
What?
rattlesnake,
Why?
because they're endangered.
Well, let them be endangered.
We-
Why?
We don't want to be losing species if we can help them. All right, we'll be talking with Carol Town tomorrow about
the
that. And we
purpose
might
of-
even be getting a double duty tomorrow from her husband
Maybe,
because
yes.
we've asked him to come in as well. Because we want to talk about an event coming up in a couple of weeks. It's extremely important.
People need to come out and
and
visit.
that we live for as amateur radio operators every year. So this is something that it's an important test of our emergency capabilities
Yes. All right.
and how much we can eat.
It's time to head for the hacienda and turn on the radio.
And there
Listen
you
to
go.
the Big Rock.
Go listen to the Big Rock. All right, we'll see you guys in the morning. Have a great day and be very safe. And
Right.
keep all those guys out there in your thoughts and prayers, and also the family of this young man, Marquess Page,
Yes,
who
it's
is
missing in the
Who's
ocean.
still missing out here.
God
New
bless
River
him.
Inlet.
So
Hope
sad.
for a some sort of resolution
Right.
and closure for them.
Yes.
It's one of those things. And keep your feet, legs, just north of your legs and all the way to the top of your head out of those waters. There are rip currents this
Rip
week.
currents, that's right.
Higher occurrences of rip currents this week and last week, but particularly this week are predicted. We got some unusual conditions. The water may look great on the surface, but down there a little bit, you've got to be careful. Got
That's
to be
right.
careful, okay? We'll see you guys in the morning. You're live and local. Real
Adios.
Talk where we're awake, finally,
I slept all day yesterday.
and not
Never
woke.
woke.
And we'll see you in the morning. Say goodbye.